Yo, 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 yo. G Funky Boxing here with Joseph Haran from War Week Radio. What's going on, Joe?
I tell you what, brother, another day,
Uh-oh. Did we
another
lose
day,
him?
another dollar, my friend.
There we go. There we go. Little glitch,
All
but we're
right, brother.
good. We're good. We're back.
My apologies, brother. My apologies, brother.
No, it's
All
all
right,
good,
another
man.
another day, another dollar, man. And I tell you what, feeling good. We're gonna have a fight.
Yeah.
Tank is at 134. Ryan is at 136. How do you like that?
Right. We're gonna get a look at these guys publicly. You guys, we know how it works, man. These guys are already weighed in. They're already good to go. So looks like we're getting our first weigh in on the main card here. Let's take a listen. Salgado jumping on the scale here, guys. If you're in
Kevin
the chat,
Salgado.
what's going on round one, guys? If you're in the chat, I'm gonna be watching the weigh in on another window, so don't think I'm ignoring you guys. Okay, keep the comments coming in, hit the like button, all that stuff. So here we go, Kevin Salgado on the scale.
Yeah, you know what? I'm really looking forward to this one, brother.
159 and a quarter pound for Salgado.
Tell you what, this should be a fun fight as long as it lasts. Salgado should be able to provide some kind of resistance for the young phenom. Elijah Garcia, boy, he's special. And I'm really looking forward to seeing him work. It's amazing. He's such a young kid. He's only 19.
Yep. 149 and a quarter for Elijah.
Well, 159 and a quarter. They're fighting in middleweight.
Oh, yes, my mistake. Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate that. And we're going to take some phone calls as soon as the weigh-in's over. Get your guys' prediction. If anybody wants to call in, come talk to us, man. It's going to be a good show. Anxious to hear what you guys think about this fight, who you think is going to win and why. That's what this channel is all about. It's about you guys, the fans, and interacting with other fans like myself. You know, I love it.
You know, and I will say this. No one's talking about this. Everyone's talking about that this main event doesn't have a title around it, surrounding it. Credit to these guys for not taking the bait, because you know damn well that the WBC, Mauricio Suleiman, more than likely wanted to make a commemorative WBC title for this matchup. And these guys said no thanks to the 3% tax, right?
Yeah.
People aren't talking about that. No one's writing about that, and I have no idea why. In fact, they're doing the opposite. They're crapping on this event because it's not for a major world title.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say, for me, it does take a little steam out of it, because I like to see guys compete to become a champion. But, you know, it's one of those things, man. We're living in a different time right now. But, I mean, look, it's got a huge fight feel to it. And if you guys haven't seen my interview last night that myself and 97 Rough did with Joel De La Hoya, he's been a part of some of the biggest promotions in boxing history with his brother Oscar. And, you know, I asked him about that, you know, so make sure you check it out if you haven't had a chance to see it. Good interview.
No, great job, by the way. You and David did a great job, man.
Appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Excellent. You guys always do very, very good work. Ask very professional questions. And you represent the sport very, very well. Great job, man, by both of you.
Appreciate that, Joe. Boy, Mike Tyson is there. I'm seeing some celebrities, man, that are there. You know,
you know, Mike Tyson's half baked, brother. Well, you know, after everything that he's been through, he deserves it, man. He deserves to spark one up, brother, publicly.
I was just gonna say that.
Can't say anything about Mike Tyson, man. Boxing royalty, despite what he does from this point forward. You know, I'll tell you what, your Oscar's brother, boy, he brought something up. He's like, you know, why is Ellerby even there?
Right. What the hell's he doing there?
I love that. It's like, what is he even doing there? Why is he even allowed to talk?
Dude is just a mouthpiece. Let's read this comment here from Joe Allen Box. He says, if it goes a distance and Tank clearly wins, the decision will be given to Garcia for bigger money rematch. However, I think Garcia will, if he fights on the outside, wins, an 8-10. Nice
Well,
prediction.
well,
Nice
look, I
breakdown,
will
man.
say this, and once again, much respect, Joe Allen. But guys, come on, respect the process. This is they've asked the three most competent and consistent judges to be the three kings at ringside for this event: Steve Weisfeld, Glenn Feldman, Tim Cheatham. And I told you guys that that was going to be the case, and which I did say Jack Reese was going to be the ref, but no, it's very close though, very comparable. Thomas Taylor of California.
Oh,
He's
nice.
an excellent referee.
Yeah,
He's going to be the third man of the ring. And once again, you guys should all be familiar with that gentleman. He was the third man of the ring as well for Gervonta Davis versus Mario Barrios, right, in Atlanta. So once again, you guys should be pleased with the officials that Nevada State Athletic Commission have assigned for this spectacular event.
Yes, and 167 for Bek Melakuziev. Hopefully I said that right.
Yep. Bektamir Melakuziev. That's right.
And now Gabe Rosado on the scale.
What belt is he holding up?
I have no idea.
So there's your participation ribbon, guys. There you go. Does that make you happy? Hopefully that makes you happy. 167.25 for Gabe Rosado.
Are you excited about this rematch, Joe?
Hell no. Honestly, Gabe Rosado is a shot fighter. Now, look, you're going to see Bektamir. He's going to be doing this, just doing the same mistakes. He hasn't improved. He lunges in, and he just goes for broke. But Gabe Rosado, he can't pull the trigger any longer. We saw that against Sugar Shane Mosley Jr. And you know what? He better be thanking his lucky stars that he's getting this payday instead of one against fat-ass Zurdo Ramirez. He would have gotten punished. Man. He would have gotten punished in that mismatch. But he's going to get punished here, but at least it's going to go a little bit longer. And it's not going to be that sustained damage over round after round after round. I'll be very surprised if this goes past the 6th round. But it's going to be a lot of fun while it lasts. Both guys bring it. Both guys let their balls hang in the center of the ring. It's going to be a really fun fight.
Yeah, and don't forget that, yes, it was a highlight reel knockout. One of the best, probably the best knockout on Gabe Rosado's career as far as highlights go. But he was losing that fight, and he was hurt at that time.
He was about to get knocked out. Let's just be honest. Yeah. And that was what, round 3?
Yeah. So let's keep that in mind, fans. Okay.
It's going to be a continuation. It's going to be a continuation of that. And don't be surprised if he gets stopped this time within 4. Yeah. But I'm predicting it won't go past the 6th. I'm giving Gabe some credit for toughness. Once again, make no mistake, Gabe Rosado, one of the toughest fighters in boxing, mentally and physically. But that's not going to serve him well in this fight. It's just going to prolong the ass whooping. That's
it. Here says Smeller B is right there already. Yes, he does not hesitate to get a shot in the camera. That's for sure.
Yo, man, you check out these shoes. Man, that's real snakeskin, bro. These shoes are $2,000. That's an inside joke, guys. That's Leonard Smellerby. Yeah.
All right, we got.
Here comes the co-main event.
Yeah,
with Scarface. Woo! Razor Ramon versus Yamaguchi Falciao. And once again, guys, yes,
I was trying to remember the name.
Yeah, well, his brother is Esquivel. He's a middleweight contender, currently the #1 ranked contender in the IBF at middleweight, right?
Thank you so much, Larry. Listen, appreciate that, man. We're going to get him on again in a couple of weeks. There's obviously there's a lot more that we could ask him, but it was over. We're already over an hour, and it was late, and I didn't want to keep him too much longer, man. But we'll get him back on, guys. Don't worry, and I'll put it out there if he would mind taking some questions from the chat or even some phone calls next time, man. We'll try to work something out for you guys. Don't worry about that. We'll get him back. But yeah, the co-main event, they're getting ready to step on the scale right now. Yamaguchi, I cannot remember the guy's last name.
Falciao. And once again, it's
Falciao.
Portuguese. So it's got the Enya, and I don't want to call it an Enya. That's not what it's called, but it's got the Enya over the A after the C. And just like Conceição, it's pronounced Falciao. So you want to hear a lot of people murder his last name? Tune in tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll probably be one of them today that will murder it.
Well, at least you're not Teddy Atlas. Falcao.
Falciao on the scale now. Let's see. 166.5. Replacement to David Morel.
David Morel. Osvari Morel. That's right, man. I'm a political refugee from Cuba, man. Dude, honestly, credit to them for working on his English. He's doing a great job. And obviously he's trying to prepare himself for that spotlight. And let me tell you, let's wait and hear his weight.
167 3/4 pounds for
there it is.
David
and
Morel.
Let me tell you, according to Coach Ronnie, this kid only has 2 or 3 more fights in him at 168 pounds before he moves up to 75 and starts wreaking havoc on that division.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, this kid is special. He won that title, the red title, and has been competing at the 12-round stage now since his 3rd pro fight. That's how special this kid is. And that's how much PBC, Tom Brown, Ronnie Shields, Louis DeCubas, that's how much they believe in this kid. They believe he's ready for all the smoke, and you're going to see how special this guy is on Saturday night, guys. This is his coming out party. Look at that crowd, G-Funky.
Great. Looks great, man. Shout out to the Fight Doctor in the chat. Joe Allen here says, respect the process and all due respect to you. Boxing hasn't been given much to respect. I'm with Teddy Atlas on this. I understand the frustration from a lot of fans, man. I really do. It's we're like the battered wives to boxing, the hardcores, that is.
Well, look, you're a long-suffering fight fan. For decades, promoters and networks have been trying to gouge you. And it's the only big-time pastime that has charged its fans for every major event.
Yep.
And so I can't blame you guys for feeling that way. Can't blame you. And with all of this weigh-in nonsense, with all of this catchweight nonsense, rehydration clause, I can't blame you guys for being sore. Just don't throw out that rubbish that it's not for a trinket or a participation ribbon. Because once again, that makes no sense to me, in my mind anyway.
All right. We're ready for the main event to step on the scale. We are ready, guys.
Woo! I love Jimmy Lennon Jr., by the way. He is my favorite of all time announcer. He still does that sing-song method of delivery. Fight fans, here we go. It's time. I love that. And like I've studied all these guys.
My grandfather was a big fan of his and his dad's.
His dad, like, fun fact, according to Don Chargan, and who Jimmy Lennon actually was the mic on several of these huge events at the Olympic Auditorium in LA, right? With Eileen Eaton, where Don Chargan was a matchmaker. Jimmy Lennon, between bouts, used to sing opera, a cappella.
Oh, wow.
He was a classically trained singer. And guys, if you've never heard, Jimmy Lennon can sing his ass off as well. Do you remember the Lennon sisters back in the 50s? Popular a cappella female group.
Oh, right. Okay.
That's right.
Wow,
he comes from the Lennon sisters. That was Jimmy's sisters.
Wow. All right. Ryan Garcia now walking to the stage.
136. Woo!
I assume he will be first on the scale. And we'll see.
So guys,
that Vegas sun looks great, doesn't it?
Oh gosh, dude. I'm sure these fighters are hating life, or at least they were when they first got on the scale.
Looks like Ryan Garcia's dad is throwing out what appears to be hats into the crowd.
Hats. All right. Way to go, Henry. Like, guys, Henry's a great guy. Ryan, they're good people. They've been talking and saying all the right things in the build-up to this event. They're preparing themselves to be a star, but you've got to put forth that same effort in the ring. In the immortal words of the great Larry Merchant, what you do in the spotlight is all that matters in this business. And that's it.
It's time to show up. That's what this is. You know, you guys have sold the event. You've done all the promotion that you can for it. Now it's time to show up and show us what you got in the ring. So here we go. Ryan Garcia onto the scale.
That's it. Listen to that cadence and delivery from Jimmy Lennon. Boy,
by the way, my
best.
grandfather loved Jimmy Lennon and Jimmy Lennon Jr. Couldn't stand Michael Buffer.
Yep, neither could I, brother. Now I will say this: Michael was Emmanuel's guy, so yeah, great respect. But I'll tell you a story after this about Michael Buffer, brother.
All right,
and it's really funny, dude. I'll tell you after this. I also have to tell you because it's the anniversary. The Oliver McCall story. Please remind me to say that.
135.5 for King Rye.
There it is. There it is. There it is.
Comes in a half pound under the limit.
That's it.
Buffer is good. Lennon is better. And I agree with you, Fight Doctor.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good man. Good man.
Gervonta Tank Davis now.
Buffet is good. 134. Woo!
Let's say 135.1.
135.1. Woo!
Tank. Bad news for Tank. Fight Doctor says Garcia looks good. So, guys, we finally got ourselves a fight. Both guys have made weight. Larry here is picking Ryan by UD. Let's hear what these guys got to say, and then we will open up the phone lines if anybody would like to call in. Give us your prediction.
Yes. Indeed.
We would love to hear from you guys.
Can't wait, brother. And obviously there's Brownie, man, right there.
Yep.
The big softy, man. He speaks softly, but carries a big effing stick. Tom Brown, one of the best matchmakers in boxing, made his bones the hard way in this business. He was the architect and the resurrection. He was the architect of the resurrection of James Toney's career. He was the architect of Paul Williams' career. And he's the architect of Andre Ward's career. One of the best matchmakers in boxing. Worked for years for Goose and Tudor Promotions.
Here we go. Let's see what happens here on the face-off. We know nothing's going to happen. These guys aren't going to ruin no money.
Uh-oh. Dude. Ryan. You know what? I love the genuine animosity that they have for each other. And I will say this, it looks kind of like Tank is a little more emaciated than Ryan. How do you like that?
Hopkins getting into it with Tank. Look at that.
Uh-oh. Well, I hope he has some extra gum or some Mentos attached because I've never smelt worse breath on a rich man. Ever.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Uh-oh. There comes Brownie stepping in to separate it. Woo!
Don't ruin the money. Don't ruin the bag, guys. All right? Don't ruin it now.
And you know what? I consistently have to tell these guys when I host weigh-ins, brother, you don't get paid until you make it to the ring. You don't get paid until you make it in the ring. This is not the NFL. This is not the NBA. You don't get paid if you sprain your toe, right? You've got to make it to fight night, right? And you know what's funny? Jesse James Leha once told me. He said, you know what? I always had it in my mind that I got paid to train because that was the tough, grueling part. That was the agonizing part. The vicious two-a-days. The vicious two-a-days. And he's like, fight night? That was the fun part. The lights, the cameras, all your friends show up. Everyone's dressed up. They're happy to see you. Everyone's so respectful. And you got paid. That was the fun part. He was like, you know what? So that's the kind of mindset I had to have to torture myself through a grueling 8-week camp.
Here we go. Ryan Garcia says he feels strong. Him and Bernard, yeah. Ready
My
to
focus
destroy
is
him.
my focus is on a big bowl of pasta right now with chicken breast.
But he's got to be careful. He can only gain 10 pounds. You know, he's got to be careful.
Yeah, that's why I said pasta. Oh, there's brother Sam Watson.
No, he says something about Hopkins. There's the hype man, Ellerby.
Oh. See these shoes?
I want to know who's the guy with the shades with the tan coat. Looks like that wrestler from the mid 90s, Mr. Hughes. Remember that guy?
Mr. Hughes. Oh, dude, that is reaching, brother. Awesome. I love it. Love it. Well, you've got a great memory, man.
Yeah, I want to say it was about 93 or so is when he made his debut in the
sir.
WWF.
Mr.
Hughes.
Yep, Mr. Hughes.
All right, guys, give me 1 second here. I'm going to get this phone line ready in case anybody would love to call in. We'd love to hear from you guys. Give me 1 second just to get it set up. And we will get it going, guys. Let me turn off this window because I don't need to hear any more yap from them. We got ourselves a fight. We got ourselves a fight, and here we go, guys. Phone lines are officially open now. There's the number on the screen, 916-572-1020. Call in. Talk to myself, Joseph from War Week Radio. Give us your pick, guys. Let us know who you got, why you got them, and if you want to comment on anything else leading up to this fight, go right ahead. Go right ahead because I'm going to enjoy this one, man. But
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I got to say, man, before we get a phone call, with the stipulations and everything, catch weight, rehydration clause, yesterday, Tank's own team admits to having a mole in Ryan's camp. I don't know if that's true or not, but they put it out there, right? Now we're getting the weigh-in 2 hours later than normal. We're getting the same day weigh-in, according to reports out there, is going to be later than the typical IBF same day weigh-in. I'll ask you first, Joe. What are your thoughts on all this stuff, man, that Tank's team has put on Ryan Garcia?
I can't stand it. I can't stand it, brother. I hate catch weights. And obviously, you look historically, catch weights never benefit the bigger fighter moving down. It always benefits the smaller man. Obviously, in this case, Tank. And if that isn't enough, then we have the sick hydration clause. Guys, why must you torture this gentleman who's already like? And once again, you hear Tank, and he says, "Oh, it's just to make it a more fair fight." So you're admitting that he's got the greater look, dude. Let's just have a fair fight. Once again, the initial proposed catch weight was reasonable, 138. Ryan said, "I can no longer make 35. That's unreasonable. 38 is perfect. That's a perfect meeting place between 40 and 35. What's wrong with that?
Right.
Why must they torture this poor kid? Right? If you're that confident, why tie his hands? Because you know it's going to pay. Because you know it's going to pay dividends to Tank Davis in the back half of the fight.
Yep. I feel like we're watching an infomercial but wait, there's more. You know, like it's like one thing after another. keeps coming out. And then on top of that, it's like, I mean, what's going to be next? Are they going to give Tank privileges to come into the ring with a chair and hit Ryan in the back of the head with a chair like wrestling or what? Like,
Oh my
Jesus, it's
gosh.
it's getting crazy, Joe. All these things,
I feel
man.
like
And
I feel like we're gonna hear Gorilla Monsoon from behind.
Gorilla, shout out to Gorilla Monsoon, one of the greatest
Oh,
wrestlers
God
and
rest his
commentators
soul.
of all time. Yeah, man, it just takes away from the competitive spirit of the sport, man. And I want to say something to all you Tank fanboys out there that try to justify this stuff by A side this, A side that. Okay, I don't think I've ever seen this many things an A side has put on another fighter, and for what?
Not
The
even
guy's
from
just a
Floyd.
yeah, the guy is an IG model, right? He's an unskilled fighter. He's flat-footed and all this crap. Yet you need all these things, right, to make it quote unquote fair. Like, get the fuck out of here, guys. Okay, you guys don't have a competitive bone in your body. Okay, you might as well just be a pro wrestling fan because that stuff is scripted. I mean, and this is getting to the point where it's almost there. You know, they're really trying to weaken the man as much as they can, and it's sickening, man. I love
With
Joe. I love when I sit down and the fight is about to happen. Both fighters in the ring. That bell's about to ring. We're about to get round one. I love that butterflies in my stomach feeling, man. These guys that are okay with this shit, they hate that feeling. They can't
oh
stand
my
that
gosh.
feeling. They want to be all nice and cozy during a fight. You know, I know my
Look,
guy's gonna
look,
win. You know,
look, I know, and you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right for taking exception to this, and everyone should take great exception to this. Okay. And it really, like, I think everyone takes for granted, may the best man win. Well, are we seeing the best man win on Saturday night?
oh, that's the question that's going to be lingering, man, and that's why I have an issue with these things happening in the sport. You know,
Well,
and
I will say this. The only thing I can say to the defense of Tank Davis and his team, Ryan didn't even put up a fight. He didn't even try to negotiate. And I will spill the beans on this on your show, brother. The reason why he was so quick to accept this, because in exchange for all of these stipulations, this purse is a 50-50 split.
mm,
You
well,
didn't know that, did you?
no, I did not know that. And
There it goes. There it goes.
most of the time when guys agree to these sort of things, it's usually because there's a monetary incentive to go with it, you know, and
Yep.
that's 50-50. Yeah, that's saying something, you know. And again, that kind of goes against the narrative of Tank being this big giant star that these guys are making out to be. No, he needs a dance partner, guys. He needs a dance
That's
partner.
it.
And
Quality
this
of
is
opposition
yeah,
matters.
and this is the best dance partner he's had in his career, in my opinion. And it's going to do the best that he's ever done. He's been around the 200K to 250 if you want to go off those numbers, right? Nobody really knows for sure because there's so many reports out there. But let's just go with it. Let's just go with it, you know, 200 to 250K, right? He's consistently there. I can guarantee you this fight's going to do more than that, and it's because he's got another guy in front of him named Ryan Garcia. That's why. So we got to give Ryan his respect. And like De La Hoya said yesterday, man, I loved when he said this. We took these things, all these stipulations you guys put on us, because we're confident our guy can win. You guys are the ones that are showing a lack of confidence by doing all this. They can talk all the A side crap they want. Just because you're the A side doesn't mean you have to do these things, man. They could have said, nah, fuck that. I want Ryan. I want him healthy. I want him at 100%. I don't want any excuses. Well, they chose otherwise, man. You know, that's really all I can say about it.
Well, that sounds great and all, but once again, the real reason, because in exchange, you're offered a 50-50 split.
Mm-hmm.
That's the real
Money.
reason. But once again, that's the business of boxing, and fans
Yep.
don't want to hear that now, do they?
No. But hey, like you said, the business, man, money talks and bullshit walks. You know,
That's it, guys.
they throw
That's
money
it.
at you. It's hard to turn it down. You know, and we'll see, man. But I'm just gonna say this, man. My official prediction is I think Tank's gonna win. You know,
Mhm.
I said it even without the stipulations, I would still pick him. Although I think it will be a much more competitive fight. But with all this being said, all the things that have been coming out, and like Larry here is saying, Ellerby bragging about the mole in the camp, just a
Oh,
bad look,
geez.
man. Just a bad look. And
It is.
if
It
that's
is.
true, if that is true, I hope Ryan knocks this fucker's head off tomorrow.
Well, I will say this. I will say this for the good of the sport. If you're looking at the pro health of boxing, yeah, it's better if Ryan actually wins. Because once again, Gervonta Davis, and no one is reporting this, and I have no idea why. Guys, he's got to go to court after this fight.
Right.
Okay. We have no idea how long Gervonta Davis is going to have to stay in the Hoosgow. We have no idea. Right. But make no mistake about this. This is going to trial, and more than likely he's going to do time. Right.
Yep. And I wonder if that's going to have any effect on Tank tomorrow, because yeah, we all know he wants to portray this tough guy image, right? He's just a guy from the streets. Look, I grew up in the streets as well. I turned my life around. So look, I understand the mentality, but trust me, man, I've known a lot of people, a lot of hardcore dudes from the streets that did time, serious time. Nobody likes it, and nobody looks forward to it. Okay.
No.
So we'll see if this is going to weigh on his mind at all in this fight tomorrow night. If that's really up to him, nobody else can help him with that. He's got to do that on his own. No trainer, nothing. He's got to just be able to take that away from his brain for 36 minutes or however long the fight is, and get to work, you know. And we'll see if he can do that, you know. But it's tough, man. Trust me.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to get locked up. Nobody.
No. It's once again, all your civil liberties are gone. They're gone. You can't see your kid, really. I mean, you can, but it's going to be behind a table and with strict supervision. And no one wants that kind of life. And he's going to get it, unfortunately. Once again, this is going to trial for a reason. What is it? 14 counts? He's
something
facing?
like that, yeah. Something like that.
That's not good, guys. Not good. And so we'll see if this has any effect on the fights. But I will say this, brother. Now, once again, someone brought up today on Twitter, Oliver McCall knocking out Lennox Lewis, right, in the first fight in England, right? And who is his trainer? Emmanuel Stewart. I'm going to tell you a wonderful story. One of the last great stories that Emmanuel ever told me. And he said, I'm going to try to do my best Emmanuel Stewart voice. He said, you know, Don King called me up one day and he said, you know, Emmanuel, we go way back. I need you to do me this solid. You've got to do me a huge favor. No one wants to train this guy because he's, well, let's just face it, he's not all there. And Emmanuel didn't want any part of it, right? Emmanuel goes, you know what? His reputation precedes him. And I heard he's nothing but trouble. I heard he's into drugs. I heard he's kind of a head case. So no, I don't want him anywhere near any of my other fighters. I don't want him in my gym. Don said, please do this for me because he's got an opportunity to fight Lennox Lewis for the championship. And Emmanuel said, well, look, send him over to me. I'll have a talk with him and we'll take it from there. And so he sat down, Emmanuel, the greatest of all time, in my opinion, sat down with Oliver McCall for 4 or 5 hours, just picking his brain, seeing where he was at. And he called up Don King and said, you know what? I'll do it just this once. Never again. Just this once. I'll do it for you. Okay. Because it's what's at stake. Right. And so he told Oliver McCall, look, this guy's bigger than you. He's got a deeper amateur background. He's got a better jab. He's got a better right hand. He's more athletic, more athletically gifted. You're overmatched in this fight, but he's young and he's too confident. He's brimming with confidence. So he's too liberal with the right hand. He likes to throw it way too much. And so what we're going to do, we don't have enough time. 6 weeks before the fight, We don't have enough time to work on everything that you need in order to be competitive with this guy. So we're going to work on one thing. He's way too liberal with the right hand. So we're going to work on the left hook, straight right hand counter. That's all we're going to work on for 6 weeks. You're going to perfect that, and you're going to land it in the fight. That's how brilliant Emmanuel was. And guess what? It worked.
It worked.
He worked on that one thing for 6 weeks in camp. And wouldn't you know it, it worked. And that's the only time he ever worked with Oliver McCall. And that was the genius of Emmanuel Stewart. He was that good. And trust me, guys, he lived for that stuff. He loved trying to come up, being the underdog, trying to come up with a strategy to dethrone the champ. He lived for that stuff. And that is the only reason why he took that assignment. That's how brilliant Emmanuel was.
And yeah, man, I mean, I hate to sound this way, but like, again, because of how I grew up, you know, I grew up around a lot, like I said, street guys and drug addicts and things like that, right? And when you mentioned McCall that, you know, there was rumors he was on drugs, well, turns out he was.
Yeah.
I mean, if you watch the rematch, you know, you could see he had a mental breakdown in the middle of the ring. But I think for me, at least, if you go back and watch that fight, you could see he's not coming back to the corner in between rounds. He's pacing around, tears rolling down his face, and the trainer's just looking at him like, you know, I mean, I know it's not funny, but like the look on his trainer's face is like, we're gonna do this right here, right now. Like, are you serious?
Yeah.
You know, like,
geez.
And again, that's, I mean, for me, I could tell right away. You know, it's sad. It's sad. But hey, look, shout out to, you know, the legendary coach Emmanuel Stewart, Oliver McCall with the knockout on Lennox Lewis.
You know what? I'll say this. Shout out to the legend, the defensive master in the Hall of Fame for being a trainer as well as a fighter, the late, great Georgie Benton. That was his trainer for the rematch.
Yeah.
And you know what? Georgie Benton deserved better. And I tell you what, he basically mentored and taught my brother Ronnie Shields how to be a world-class trainer.
Yep.
Yeah, and Georgie Benton was a legend, guys.
And Georgie Benton, in my opinion, the architect of the Philly shell defense, which is
the defensive master.
Yeah, made mostly famous by Mayweather because he's one of the most popular fighters that we've seen. But other fighters along the way have used it. You know, Hopkins is one of them. James Toney. They all use it differently.
Toney.
Yeah, they all use it differently. But Georgie Benton, the guy. So let's get back to the chat here. Gus says, "What's good, Funk and Joseph? I got a fight party set up for tomorrow and getting the carne asada ready. You are the man, Gus. Let's give him a hand."
I tell you what, brother Gus, and once again, the brilliance of, and I urge all of you guys to be and I say this all the time on my podcast, guys, you guys are the most important ambassadors that boxing currently has. Throw a fight party. Invite all of your mainstream and casual friends. Okay, show them how much you know about boxing. Tell them what to look for. They've got an expert commentator right there on their couch. Okay, show them the brilliance and the majesty of your beloved boxing. This is your time to shine, guys. Like I said, if I'm over at G Funky's house, I know I've got an expert commentator right next to me.
All right, first phone call of the show. Combat Sports Media. What's going on, brother?
Hey, nice talking to you guys as always. You guys are having a very good conversation. I'm just glad that I'm able to catch you live for once and call in. I would just like to say, you know, this was a very hard fight for me to break down and make a prediction for. But in the end, I had to hand it and go with Tank Davis because, you know, he even said exactly what I believe is going to happen at the press conference. He said I'm going to take you into deep waters, and I'm going to drown you. And he's going to take it easy the first few rounds. He's going to gauge Ryan's power and speed, and he's going to hit him with a few body shots here and there. He's going to let Ryan slow down and get tired. And by the 4th, 5th, and 6th round, Ryan is going to be a lot slower than he was in the first round. He's going to let that rehydration clause kick in. And once that happens, he's going to amp it up. He's going to amp up the pace, and he's going to start landing more shots, and he's going to get Ryan up out of there. I mean, without the rehydration clause, it was like a 50-50 fight. But now with this, I definitely got to go with Tank. And also, I got to agree with Teddy Atlas when he said it might be a fight or two too soon. I think if Ryan fought like another 2 Javier Fortunas, it would have benefited him. I think if he would have fought like a Jojo Diaz or even like a Robert Easter, even though that may have been a little too much for him. But fights like that, I think like a Jojo Diaz and maybe a Mercito Gesta would have been better for him. But that's all I got to say.
Yep.
Hey, thank you for the call, man, as always. And I got your comment too on the Joel interview last night. I appreciate that, man. I'm glad you enjoyed it, man.
Oh yeah, that was an awesome. That was like one of the best interviews I've heard in a long time. So keep up the good work, man. I'll talk to you soon.
Absolutely, man. Enjoy the fight tomorrow, man. Appreciate the phone call.
God bless you, Combat.
Man.
Okay,
right.
can I address the and once again, big shout out to Kamikaze. I love your moniker, dude. I'm a huge Ozman fan, brother. Once again, brother, love Black Sabbath, love Ozzy Osbourne. Not too much to Sharon, but I love the Ozman. And thank you for the super chat of $4.99, brother. God bless you, my friend.
Yes,
but
sir.
Now I'm going to read this, G. Now, don't restrain from laughing until I finish, right? Is this the great Steve Kim? Good stuff as always, G Funky. Well, I will say this, brother. I've been accused of that, and it's probably my Bell's palsy, right? Because I am speaking with a lisp like Steve Kim, right? Currently. But no, this is Joseph Herron. 20 years in the business. I'm a ring announcer and commentator. But yes, thank you, though. I appreciate it, brother. And it's probably the stories and the voice is why he was mistaken me for Steve Kim, right?
Yes, sir. And if you don't know, he has a channel. So it's just like you see on the screen, Warwick Radio Network here on YouTube. He does a show Sunday nights, Coach James Gogi, Tuesday nights with Coach Ronnie Shields. So you don't want to miss that, man. A lot of good informative content there from 2 well-experienced trainers. You guys, trust me.
5 decades.
You will not be disappointed. Let's read some comments here. Yes, sir. The GOAT Mario P says it's going to be explosive. Super excited. Definitely, man. I mean, this fight could end at any time. Both guys got that kind of explosiveness and power. My man, round 1, man, this guy owns a barbecue place in Nebraska, man. He says, I got some A5 Wagyu steaks from Japan for tomorrow.
Yes.
My 5 kids and wife are more excited than I am. Amen. Excellent stuff, man. Enjoy the fight tomorrow, guys. I'm going to have some family over tomorrow. It's going to be in the mid-80s here. I'm going to get in the pool. I'm going to have the fight on outside, and it's going to be I can't wait, man. I'm excited for the fight. And
I am too.
Just the general, just being around outside and enjoying the weather and things, man. It just really does put you in a good mood, man. Mario P also says, power punchers always gauge distance early to land the big shot. Both of these guys have power, so it will be about who can win rounds as the fight extends later into the rounds. We get another phone call here, guys. Give me a second. All right, we got the man, Kamikaze. What's up, bro?
Woo, woo, woo.
call, man. After that,
You're live
I
with you
literally
live with
thought that
G
was-
Funk and Steve Kim, bro. Are you excited or what?
I'm
Hey,
freaking out right now.
brother.
I'm lost
Hey,
for
brother.
words.
Let me tell you, I've got a much better complexion than Steve Kim. Thank you very much. Woo! Yes, I said it. Yes, I said it.
You fooled me, man. As soon as I heard you talk, and of course, hearing you guys speak, I thought it was Steve Kim for a second, for a good while, actually. So you got me. But
Well, you know what? I tell you
I'm
what,
just calling-
Kamikaze, I will take that as a compliment, my friend. Thank you, brother.
Oh yeah, it's meant to be as one. It's meant to be as
Thank
one.
you,
I
sir.
also subbed your channel as well.
Thank you, brother. God bless you,
calling
man.
in-
Thank you.
Of course, man. Of course. So I'm just making a quick call to make my prediction. I think we're all in agreement here. I have Tank winning. I do think the catch weight is a big factor of my prediction. You know, but you know, I just got to give Ryan credit for taking the fight either way. But like you mentioned, I didn't know it was a 50-50 split.
Yeah. Crazy.
So
isn't it?
yeah, I didn't expect that, to be honest. I thought Ryan might have gotten maybe 40 and Tank 60. That seems reasonable to me. But yeah, I have the fight going in Tank's favor. I see him getting Ryan out KO. I say in between the rounds 6 through 8.
Mm-hmm.
My guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, it should be a good fight.
Yeah, you know, I that's around the time I anticipate Ryan's engine to start leaking oil after 6 rounds.
Yep.
We'll see how long he can hang on, man. I really do hope that he cut the weight the correct way. I just, you know, for me, I just know how hard it is for these guys to make weight. And then again, for him to only rehydrate 10 pounds the next day, it's going to take an effect, man. No doubt about it. You want to add anything to the call, Joseph?
Yeah, you know what, brother? I will say this. And once again, there's a saying in Vegas, if you sweat it, don't bet it. But in case you have money to lose, I'm going to give you my sexy bet because we're at the tail end of this show. I'll give you my sexy bet from Warwick Radio. In my opinion, if you're looking to make money, you need a strategy when betting. Don't bet with your heart, bet with your brain. And so anyone who's looking to put some long green on this, and once again, I just won $5,500 last week, brother.
Joe playing with house money. All right, let's go.
That's it. I'm in the black, baby. I'm in the black. So here it is. Here's my betting strategy. So when you look at the Bet MGM, my preferred book, their odds, okay, they have currently Ryan Garcia at a plus 220. I like it with a straight up victory. Don't bother with what kind knockout UD. It encapsulates everything, right? So go with the straight up victory. Ryan Garcia plus 220, hedged with a round group bet, right? You got to search for that. A round group bet, a Tank Davis knockout between rounds 9 through 12 yields a great plus 600. Okay?
Are you kidding me? Plus
No,
600?
not joking.
Oh
Once again, I do my research. This is why I haven't really lost money in years. Okay. And I'm giving you this, guys, because I love G Funky. I love his channel, and I love all of you fight fans. So I'm giving you this for the bargain basement price of absolutely nothing. So a plus 600, that's what it yields. A Tank Davis knockout in a round group bet plus 600, right?
And
once again, to top everything off, here's my third. You ready? I absolutely love this one because of the nature of this fight. 2 counterpunchers, 2 guys who are knockout artists, 2 guys who are going to undoubtedly respect each other's power. There are going to be a lot of slow moments in this fight, and expect to see Tank Davis while he's, and I hate this term, but I'm going to use it anyway, while he's downloading the data, right? Right? I hate that, but it's applicable here. While he's downloading the data, he's going to give away a lot of rounds to Ryan Garcia in the back half of the fight. And once again, guys, a lot of fights at the elite level, and yes, I said at the elite level, a lot of fights, including, like, in fact, most of them do not result in a knockout. Cover your ass, guys. And so I absolutely love this bet. The draw at plus 1,600. Put $50 only. Put 50 bucks. That still yields $800.
Yeah, and
right?
what is 50 bucks
Wow.
gambling, really? So,
$50. Now,
so-
once again, keep in mind, surrounding all these super fights, you look at the odds. A draw is usually at a plus 2,200 or a plus 2,500. The handicappers see this. That's why a draw only yields 1,600 here. They're onto something. Guys,
Yeah.
don't be shocked if this fight ends in a draw. Cover your ass. That's
me
your
ask,
strategy.
let me
Go
ask
ahead,
the
sir.
caller. Let me ask my man Kamikaze here. After hearing all that from the great breakdown there from Joseph Haran from Warwick Radio, you feeling a little froggy? You might jump on that or what? What do you think?
You know, it depends. That $50 bet. I mean, what I got to lose? It's only $50.
Mhm.
But I mean, I'm not really familiar with like the metrics on betting. You know, I'm still kind of learning.
Mhm.
So I mean, we'll see though. I do appreciate the advice though. I mean, it's good to know kind of the insides of that.
Well,
So
I'll make it real
it's
simple
cool.
for you before I let you go. Is anytime you see a plus, right? That means you're going to gain money from that, right? Negative means that's the favorite, right? That means it's most likely what's
Right,
going to
right.
happen. So if Ryan to win any kind of way, decision, DQ, knockout is a plus two, what'd you say, Joe? Plus 220 or something like that?
220, sir.
220. So that means if you drop $100 on Ryan, you win 220. That's how it works. So again, the more you bet, obviously, the more you're going to make. But we'll just do it simple,
The
you
more
know?
stake.
Yeah, and
Right.
and like he said, the draw, right? A draw at plus 16. So again, you bet 100, you win 1,600. You know, anything that's negative, like Tank, I'm pretty sure is a negative to win early, right? Something like
He's
that.
a
Let's
minus 250 at this time.
yeah,
minus 250.
250. So that means you got to put up $250 to win $100.
$200.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Got
that's
it.
how it works, man. Those are actually some really good odds for this fight, man. I'm really
You know what?
it is.
And once again, guys, and once again, here's the reason why the odds have been tightening, right? Because when handicappers initially made this fight, Tank was a 5-1 betting favorite. That means, okay, the odds tighten or widen because of the money that the
Coming in on
gamblers and the
Ryan.
bettors have been putting up. So that means there's a lot of money being placed right now in Vegas on Ryan Garcia.
Ryan Garcia, yep.
Everyone
He moved the
is
line.
suffering right. Yep, everyone is suffering right now from Ryan Garcia fever. Is that going to play out that way? Well, in the theater of the
find out.
unexpected, we'll find out tomorrow night.
So
Just
real
a quick question before I go.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you don't mind.
No, go ahead.
Is there any scenario you guys envision Ryan dropping Tank early and Tank having to up the pressure by any chance?
I actually do think that's a possibility because Tank, he might say this or that about Ryan's defense. This guy is not the greatest defensive fighter ever, himself, you know?
Right.
Do I think he's better defensively than Ryan? Yes, fundamentally I do. With that being said, he gets touched a lot, man. And when last time he was in there with a guy with pretty much the same dimensions as a Ryan Garcia and Mario Barrios landed a lot of left hooks over the lead hand of Tank.
Indeed.
And that's because I feel like Tank doesn't utilize his lead hand very well against orthodox in the southpaw stance. I mean, in the open stance. So there is a good chance he could run into a quick check left hook and go down. And who knows? Ryan, again, he's so quick with that left hook. He might not get up. There's a chance he might not get up. But I definitely see him getting clipped with something and getting hurt early. I'm going to say that. What about you, Joe?
Well, look. A lot of fans and a lot of experts, they will look at film study, but that only, covers a portion of the big picture. Intangibles. And one of the reasons why so many currently have Ryan Garcia fever is because you look at the intangible that's impossible to measure. His speed, his power, his size, How is that going to affect Tank? Right. And once again, expect this fight to be determined by the lead hand of Tank Davis. If he's actually pulling it, touching Ryan Garcia's lead hand, that's going to create several problems for young Ryan Garcia. He's going to try and do everything he can, including feints, touch jabs, hard sticking jabs to the body and head and chest of Ryan Garcia. And from what I've been told, you're getting it here first, G Funky. They know this. That's what the key to this fight is going to be. Look for Gervonta Davis's lead hand to be the factor, the X factor that's going to determine who wins and loses this fight.
Yep. We'll see if you can utilize it, man. But before I let you go, Kamikaze, I want to give you another hand for the super chat. All right. Appreciate the support, man. And anything you want to say before we let you go, brother?
Well, first of all, let me ask you something, Ozzy. Kamikaze, let me ask you something. What's your favorite Ozzy song in his solo as a solo artist? And what is your favorite Ozzy song as the singer for Black Sabbath?
I can't really answer you that. I generally only know the more popular Ozzy songs only because I am pretty young, so I'm not really familiar. And that's just my name. I should ask my parents that question.
Well, which one is the popular ones that you know? Then let us know which one you like out of all those ones.
Well, of course, who hasn't heard Crazy Train?
Yes.
Man, I'm going blank right now. You guys got me live.
Well. Hey, brother.
That's a great song there, man.
I'm a musician, and I actually am the singer of I was before I had a hernia. Yeah, we won't go into that. But I will say this. I was actually singer, and I do a mean Ozzy Osbourne impression. That's why I love Ozzy. So do yourself a favor, download and listen to the entire Diary of a Madman album. You won't regret it. Yep.
Great stuff, man. And shout out to the legendary guitarist who played lead on the
Randy Rhoads.
Randy Rhoads, man. Great guitarist, man. Hey, Kamikaze, thanks for the call and the super chat. And hey, enjoy the fights, man. More importantly than anything, brother.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you taking my call, and I appreciate you, Joseph, as well. It was nice talking to you guys. You guys enjoy the fight.
God bless you, brother. Enjoy the fights, man. And once again, bet responsibly, guys. If you sweat it, don't bet it.
Have a good one, brother. Have a good one, man.
You too, man. Thank you.
Great phone call there, man. This is exactly why I do these things, man. I want to get all these things to help you guys interact with us much easier. Don't be afraid to hit us up, man. We're going to be here for a few more minutes. Let's go back to the comment section. Don't want to leave anybody out. Round one, complimenting the phone calls. Yes, absolutely. Great phone call. Sid UK says Ryan has the height advantage, but Tank has a very good reach too.
Indeed.
He does actually for a guy his size.
Now, keep in mind the reach. Okay. Ryan Garcia is boasting right now a 70-inch reach, but Tank Davis, 67.5 inches.
Yeah. He's got the
That's
advantage.
Not far behind.
Yeah.
And once again, a more intelligent lead hand than Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, and I did see this, Gus, what you're talking about here, and I tried it, and it didn't work here in California. So it's womp, womp, womp. But anywhere else, I guess, I don't know. I don't know. I could just only speak for me. So just wanted to know if that's supporting the pay-per-view still or not. That's a good question. I couldn't tell you, man. I know that they're saying if you create an account with DraftKings and you drop just $5 on either fighter, that they'll pay for the pay-per-view for you, man. That's what they're saying, Joe. Can you believe that?
No, I can't.
Let's read this comment here. City UK says, I favor Tank to win, but he starts too slow. He could lose on points. Ryan seems to already have in his emotions that if he loses too many rounds, the pressure could be too big or too much. Big moment for Tank. There's a lot of scenarios, man, that could play out in this fight. And also because these guys are still pretty untested to this point, Obviously, Tank has a slightly bit stronger resume than Ryan, but, I mean, really not by much, to be quite honest with you. In my opinion, his toughest fight and the best opponent that he's ever beat, 100% was Jose Sniper Pedraza, and that was at featherweight, like what, 8 years ago or something like that. That was a long time ago. Good win, good performance by Tank, but man, that seemed like forever, when that fight happened. Some people might say
I
Mario
will say
Barrios.
this. I
Go
will
ahead.
say this, G. I will say this, brother. When you look at the athletic gifts as well as the deep amateur background of both fighters, hey, what's up, brother HLD? Thank you for joining us, sir. Well, I will say this, though. What makes this fight so intriguing? There is very little you can do to prepare yourself for either man in camp. Who are you going to get to replicate Tank Davis and replicate that power, the ring IQ, and as well as Ryan Garcia? Who is Tank going to get in camp to replicate that same awkward and sensational, explosive speed and power? You're not going to. You're not going to. So, guys, this is a truly dynamic fight. And it is indeed the theater of the unexpected in boxing. So, once again, anything can and often does happen in the center of the ring.
That's right, man. So, guys, we are at that hour mark. You guys know I like to keep the shows around an hour because I am a married man, okay? And I like to stay married, okay? Because if I stay on here too long, all right, this is what my wife's going to say to me tonight.
I'll go home and get your fucking shine box.
All right? That's what she's going to say to me tonight. Okay?
All right,
and then more importantly, never mind. I won't go there.
Oh, don't go there, brother. But I will say this. I'm going to leave you with these words from the great Ozzy Osbourne because we had that amazing call. This is my Ozzy impression, right? What is this that stands before me? How do you like that, brother?
Woo, man. Look at that. Shout out to the man, Ozzy Osbourne, one of the greatest to ever do it, man. Shout out to Ozzy and all of you guys as well for joining us.
That was pretty good, wasn't it? That was pretty good.
Oh, yeah, man. Guys, I want to thank all of you for joining us today, myself and Joseph Haran from Warwick Radio. Again, guys, subscribe to his channel, all right? It's right there. You just type that in. If you're not subscribed to him, check him out. And if you're new to this channel, subscribe as well. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Combat Media Sports, for calling in. Kamikaze for calling in and dropping the super chat. Appreciate all you guys. Hit the like button for me as well. And look, man, we got to fight. Both guys made weight. So all that's next is, hey, we'll wait and see. We will wait and see what happens.
In the immortal words of the great Mills Lane, let's get it on.
Exactly. Shout out to Mills Lane.
G, thank you for always being the gracious host, brother. And you are by far one of the most professional and knowledgeable boxing experts on YouTube, brother. And it's always a pleasure to share the air with you, my friend.
Thank you so much, man. And again, listening to your show and doing shows with you, man. Listening to Coach Gogi and Coach Ronnie. Great stuff, man. Great stuff. I never miss a show.
Thank you, my friend.
Because I love learning, man. And listening to those guys talk about fights just reminds me of being back in the gym with my buddies, 20-something years ago, just shooting the breeze with the fighters and the trainers in the gym. I love it, man. I love it. So,
well, I can hear the experience in all of your takes, brother. It shows.
Thank you so much, man. Thank all of you guys for joining us here on this, quick show we wanted to do on the fight and the weigh-in. So we'll catch you guys on the next one. Enjoy the fights this weekend. All right, we're out of here.